Hey folks, Scott Grove back for hour 3 of Ask Scott Grove Anything. Okay, we left off with Elf Hermie, and looks like, no, he's got more up here later. He's fun. He's got more on this page actually. We'll just get right back into it. Question here. Okay, he asked how I got into the woodworking thing and what's some of the stuff I've built and made and most proud of, so forth. I did a video of that, so it's online. Probably right below these. Second question here. What do you think of today's cultural or political correctness? We're making certain jokes or daring to acknowledge certain realities, statistics, or stereotypes, which very often prove to be true, out loud is considered by many to be just as offensive, if not more offensive, than really bad behavior. Okay, so even though I'm not a great reader out loud, I know where you're at, and hopefully, as far as the whole stereotype thing and proving it to be true, and as far as the political correctness of certain jokes and so forth, you know, whether it be said by Jay Leno or whether it be said by the general public, is it just as offensive, if not more offensive, than really bad behavior? God, good questions, dude. Man, you come up with a lot of them. But I like your questions a lot more than I like most people's. Let me take another lower tab here. I eat these like candy, probably 15 of the 10 500s a day. The headaches since the strokes are like migraines times 20, and they never, ever, 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 ever go away. And yes, just for those who give a shit, I curse every day that I wake up. I hate waking up and still being alive. I really do. It really blows. I can honestly, without fail, without any lies, say that the main thing that goes through my mind when I wake up every morning, and actually do wake up, is I want to go out in my van, which is always loaded and parked in the garage, and just start it and just go to sleep forever. That's my first thought every day, every day, every day for years and years and years. That's just what I really, really want to do. So if I do disappear, that's what happened. Just letting you know, that's just what's in my head all the time. It's rough, children, let me tell you. Not looking for a pity party, just sharing with people who know that I tell shit the way it is. Okay, as far as all the just different cultures, and which of course I live and have, put it this way, when I lived back in Greenfield, Indiana, just outside of Indianapolis where I grew up, that was the KKK capital of the state. So my dad is a very prejudiced person. He owns like 6 or 7 houses on the street that he lives on, but the houses aren't much. They're $40,000 and $50,000 houses. Okay, even in today's market. He just wants to control who lives by him as he grows older and dies. And it never fails. It's like I talked about somebody earlier about the whole bait car show. You know, it's always the same. Well, plain and simple. It's the black folks and the Mexicans 99 times out of 10. But that's where they film it at. You know, and my dad lives in Speedway, Indiana, and it's primarily a black thing, which doesn't mean it's automatically a criminal thing. It's stereotyped for a reason, because just the numbers show up, and people that don't have money have to get their people to survive and feed the family, and people do what they do. Anyway, a dad, he's a big gun collector. Not a gun collector, a gun just anything, and he shoots the holy heck out of black people every chance he gets. He don't look for a chance, it's just what it is. So they're constantly breaking into his houses whenever they're occupied in between renters, and he just blows their asses away. And it's just the way it is. Same if he just tries to go fishing. One will run down, and that means a black guy will chase him down the bank of the river, and he knows now to keep it strapped to him, but barely. Dad's almost 75, and he gets to the van just in time and grabs the gun, turns around, and it's right between the eyes. And that's just the way it is. And he don't go to jail for that. You know, protection is protection. So stereotypical stuff, I mean, that's the stereotype as it gets, but you're going to lose your fucking life. And that's the way it is in a lot of places. Here where I live, it's predominantly Hispanic. Here in Nevada, Arizona. Okay? So you can bet, and it's just the way it is. Stereotypes are there for a reason. I don't care what color or anything anybody is, but the stereotypes do often prove themselves true. If, you know, my wife, her dad was from Spain and her mother was from Mexico. So there was a fun one, each of them constantly criticizing each other's Spanish. And my wife, she don't know a word of Spanish, and she has blonde hair and blue eyes. Go figure. So somebody was fucking the milkman. Anyway, God love her, I speak more Spanish than she does. I'm the guy that sings La Bamba. Anyway, not that has anything to do with anything. But when the police blotter comes out, you know, every week in the paper, I don't get the paper, I just read it online. And as soon as the last name Perez or the first name, you know, Jose or Joseby comes on, I know that it's because they didn't have a valid driver's license or insurance. It's just the way it was. You know, if it's a white guy, it was for meth. Everybody in this town, you know, they're doing meth. That's the only money to be made. It's the world we live in, you know. So the whole, I don't know if that's even the question, but as far as stereotypical shit, yeah, I get it. And let's see what he had to say, because my mind, again, goes. But I know great people from every race, and it's just a matter of what you make of it. It's a matter of how you place it. People are different around their own kind than they are around other people. So you surround, you know, I'm going to get lynched in the middle of Detroit if I'm walking around by myself, just because that's what's going to happen, because people feel obligated to get that chest puffed up and, you know, pumped up and, you know, slay the white guy just because that's what you're supposed to do, because somehow I was a slave owner. No, don't think I was. Neither was my father or his father, but people keep holding it against me for some damn reason. But yeah, there are stereotypes for a reason, and I'm still trying to find the damn question. El Fermi. Where are you at, buddy? Okay, like certain jokes and acknowledgement. Yeah, but when you get like Doug, but people making stereotypical jokes and all that as far as the actual behavior, the jokes are just as bad. Okay, when you go on to, what I mentioned him earlier in one of my things, it don't matter. The guys who show their peckers and take pictures of themselves, there's Geraldo, he didn't show his dick, but might as well have. What's that? Anthony Weiner, and it's like whoever, it don't matter what color you are, what race you're, they're gonna talk about you just to have something to talk about. And the shit is funny the more stereotypical it is. You know, there's gonna be Jew jokes, there's gonna be every kind of joke about every race, anything, and yes, the shit's funny. Black comedians, 90% of them will make fun of themselves. Or they'll just totally go to the whole black thing for their entire set. Well, being black is like, being black is like, can you do anything other than I'm a black guy thing? It's like, if you didn't have the I'm a black guy thing, could you even do comedy? Fuck, you know. And same with the Hispanics. You know, and, you know, whatever they say, because I don't know what the fuck they're saying most of the time. Pendejo, little panocha, majita. It's like, if they didn't make fun of themselves or go right and automatically to their own race card, they wouldn't have an act. So I think it's totally funny and it's totally fine. So there's my answer to that. Whether that's actually the question, it seems to be the question, but which one's worse or the other? Of course, getting the fuck beat out of you just because you're a different color is just retarded. To hate a person just because of their color is retarded. People are people. I have a thing though. Has nothing to do with this, but this will kind of get over wherever my brain just went during all this. But and again, I know I'm not going to freak anybody out with this comment, but I have the general outlook on life, or as far as people goes, is I hate everybody. Every person in the world I just hate everybody until they give me a reason to like them. I just start with the hate. You know, I don't go out and commit hate crimes just to do so. I don't do them to begin with. But I don't trust anybody. I don't like anybody until they give me a reason to like them. So that's what I've become, I guess. So there's where I'm at. So it's as bad as being anything else. So make up your own jokes here. Okay, where else was it? Oh, same guy. Right here at the end of his, and said, what do you think of people who text or look at cell phones at movies and concerts? The same thing I think we all think of, except for people don't get it. You're not supposed to take movies of concerts, man. You should have your cameras taken away. You should have your phones taken away if you're doing videos at a concert. You know, things that are copyright material. Sick and wrong, dudes. You know, everybody that, sure, you love to see the stuff that always, and it sounds like every concert footage you take care of. It's like, you know, who wants to see that shit? But there it is. Without all that shit, then you would never catch whoever that guy was that ran and jumped over somebody else and landed on their head. Miguel. God, do I actually know somebody's name? You know, so without people breaking the fucking law, you never would have had that. But yeah, texting, I don't do it, I don't allow it. I had them take it off my entire phone plan so people cannot text me. They can't send it to me. I can't send one. I don't want it. I have no use for it, and the whole world's just going around beep, 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 beep. It's fucking annoying. You might say it's just because I'm old that it's annoying to me. Whatever, he asked. So, no, I don't like it. Okay, somebody else who was flagged as spam. James Reed. Okay, you were marked as spam. No need. I've never had anybody that should have been marked as spam unless they actually just put down the same exact post 30 times in a row for some reason. Okay, so I don't see any reason for this to be marked as spam either, but it's like people are as quick to hit the spam button as I am to hit the block button on most people. Okay, James Reed, he asks, if you couldn't use the inboard effects and all that stuff that are on my Johnson amplifiers that I love so much, what are some pedals you would use? Okay, I answered this kind of before. I would always still use my Boss CS3 compressor, my Morley PVO volume pedal, and then I would just get a Boss or Digitech multi-effects thing. Okay, so I would probably actually just go with something that was laid out kind of like the Boss ME series that just had a you know, pick a distortion, pick a delay, pick a reverb, you know, like have like 5 pedals there that turn off in each effect and have them just preset to something and leave it at that. But I would not do separate effects ever. I think they're retarded. To have a pedal board anymore, I think is retarded. You know, for me. He's asking about me. Okay, so that's what I do. Just get Digitech RP, one of the higher ones, or a Boss ME series, and I'd be good to go. Would I go back to the, or would I go with the Axe FX thing and then the big pedal board for it? I might. Like I said, I've tried them and I don't like them nearly as well as the stuff I'm using, the Johnson stuff. So I'd probably just go, like I said, with the multi-effects, but definitely not separate pedals. Okay, Eric Kendall. Nice guy. I've been talking to him recently. Hi Scott, I don't see any EVH Wolfgang guitars in your collection. True. I have one and I really like it. I wanted to know if you ever played one. I have different makes, and if so, what are your thoughts? The Wolfgang has many of the things you like, such as the maple neck and maple fretboard, bolt-on, yeah, of course, and the trim is a locking Floyd Rose, but it does not float back, so that's really cool. So it's super stable and stays in tune perfect, which is always a beautiful thing. I guess all it would need now is lace sensors for me, of course. Thanks for everything. I really enjoy your videos. This guy is so nice, Eric. I appreciate you. You're just a good dude, and I really like this guy. The EVH, my favorite ones from them were from Ernie Ball. Of course, what is a Fender doing them now? I don't even know who's up. And then PV did them for a while. PV is such an underrated guitar company. People should really go back and do the T-Series guitars. Some of the best deals out there. They're getting ready to go through the roof, and I like to thank myself for helping that happen. And I do think I had something to do with that happening, because I'm about one of the few people on this mass media, this YouTube and everything else that really pushes these guitars, and people get them and they freak out. They're like, holy crap, they're not normal. They're really big and funky looking guitars, but by God, they sound amazing. But as far as the EVH Wolfgangs, yeah, the Ernie Ball Music Man were the ones I liked most on them. I'll never have one. I don't see, unless it was to be one of the, first ones and it was signed by Eddie type of thing, then I would get one, but I just have no need for one. And only thing I'm doing at this moment with this particular collection, the last collection I loved, but I'm trying to get all the Kiss stuff out of my system. And then I'm going to hit all the staple guitars from here. So I'm not too far away from getting the Kiss thing done. Staple guitars meaning getting the 52 Tele, the real one. The 57 and 62 Strat. None of these will I ever play. I have no desire to play any of these guitars. I don't like any of these guitars. The 59, I've already had one of those. It's actually my very first guitar, or mine was actually a 58 Les Paul Burst. Was my very first guitar, and I gave it away in 9th grade for free. I just didn't like it. And this will come about later too. Somebody asked. My second guitars I got on the same day, which was like 2 weeks after the Les Paul. Which was a 61 Les Paul. Yeah, the one with the weird sideways whammy thing, but it looked like an SG. And then it got me a 64 Epiphone Coronet with the one dog-eared P90 in it. So those were my first 3 guitars. But they didn't cost anything back then. They didn't cost nothing. So they're very cheap. The Epiphone was $75. The 58 Les Paul I got for $300 at Sears at the Washington Square Mall in Indianapolis. They used to have a music section up there, and they dealt in used guitars. Nothing was vintage, nothing was worth anything, so $300 for a Les Paul, and it was a 58 Burst. And I gave it away because I just thought it was ugly. It was starting to fade, and I just wanted something black and shiny, so I ended up getting actually one of these very shortly after, the 78 Iceman. Okay, so and I had to get another one just for old time's sake, and plus they're cool. But so I've had a few of these, and you could buy them for nothing. You could buy all the Les Paul Juniors and SG Juniors, and actually even the specials and everything for like $200 all day long, all the way back as far back as you want to go. Strats didn't cost anything. Everything was just so cheap. Okay. So yeah, dude, man, Eric, I love the old ones, but like I said, it would have to be something along that line, something that Eddie, it would be one of the first few serial numbers, and if he signed it, then it would be cool for me to have, but just to have one to play, I have no reason to have it, you know, just no reason to have it. Great acts, but I just don't play the kind of stuff that would warrant it. Great Feeling next, the Music Man ones, just Music Man and GNL, I think, are the two most underrated current companies that still produce amazing guitars that should 100% put Gibson and Fender out of business, period. Bring GNL and Music Man to the forefront. Pull the plug on Gibson, pull the plug on Fender. Say, bye people, we've got all we need of that shit. And I'd be happy to see that happen. Okay, next. From Craig Buchan, B-U-C-H-A-N, or Buchan. Do you believe 9/11 was an inside job? I've thought both ways on it, to tell you the truth, but I still haven't come to a decision. God, man, that's a really hard one. I'm honestly still don't know. It wouldn't surprise me, put it that way. I think if I had to say right now and just say something, I would say it was probably still a terrorist thing, but they knew enough about it to prevent it. It's a real fucked up thing. I think it could go either way, and I wouldn't be surprised by either one. It would not surprise me if the U.S. attacked itself. I don't think anything hit the Pentagon, if you're asking, which you are. So 9/11 being one day. So the Pentagon, no plane went inside there, ever. I don't think there's so much on that there's no plane went inside that son of a bitch. No plane was found, no part of a plane was found. Period. You can't prove, nobody can prove that one. Flight 93, there's the movie. I've been to Ground Zero for the, of course, of the trade centers there in New York City. Who the fuck knows, but I say it could be either way, and I could say that maybe even, I would say maybe even the U.S. paid somebody to do it. We just needed some shit. We got some shit. I don't trust this country as far as I could throw it, put it that way. I really don't. So there you go. That's all I got on it at the moment. Okay, from the same guy, how do you take your coffee? Black. Black and strong, as much as I can get. Okay, I'm not supposed to have caffeine, but I drink this diet green tea with ginseng, caffeine free all day long, but then I suck down tons of regular Folgers as much as I can. But I drink 2 gallons of this diet green tea a day. And I've said it before, I piss like a racehorse. Sorry, this here next one got blocked out a little bit because of my shitty printer. Looks like rock and roll bass, probably. Scott, did you study music in college? Okay, I never went to college. I should have been. I would have kicked everybody's ass. I would have put Einstein under the fucking table. I was such a bright dude. But no, I studied actually music history in high school. Okay, just composers and so forth, but not actual anything else. But yeah, I did that, but that's it. Are you a big Kiss fan? Of course. As big as well, not as big as they get. I mean, I realize that are they great? No. Have they ever been great? No, but they are the most recognized band in the entire world. Period. There is no more recognizable band than Kiss, even today. kids know who Kiss are because of the makeup thing. That's brilliant. Like Paul Stanley said once, though, I mean, it was all kind of a mistake, but premeditated mistake. But he once said, you know, you could hardly call what we did brilliant. You know, he goes, it's like a guy who falls, you know, and falls into a stream, and the stream is filled with gold. You know, so the whole stream's filled with gold. You could hardly call that guy brilliant, you know, because all of a sudden he's rich, but he just happened to fall into a stream, and right there is filled with gold right in front of his face. But it didn't take them too long to get on the part that made them just huge. They knew what it took, and by God, they did it. So yeah, huge Kiss fan. I'm a fan of all the inside goop, all the who played on what, who didn't play on half the albums, who didn't. You know, it's great to just pick one group and follow them and know each and everything about them. It's fun. You know, Kiss is a fun band. They screw up all the time on stage, as much or more than anybody else. Probably not as much as Slash does, but I'll put Ace Frehley in the same category as talent as Slash is. You know, it's like, you know, they're just, it was a fun band, and I have collections of all their stuff here at the house and in storage, just trunks and trunks and tubs and tubs and tubs full of merchandise, and of course the Kiss collection of guitars is getting bigger. So, okay, let's keep on going. I originally for Arizona, and of not where you were you born. Okay, that's kind of messed up, but no, I'm not in Arizona, and I'm not from Arizona. Again, from Indianapolis, Indiana, is where I'm from. So Arizona's half a mile from here, if that matters at all. It's only a little strip of Arizona, which it's the most expensive piece of road in the entire United States. It's called the Virgin River Gorge, which is the part of Arizona that goes between here and St. George, Utah. They had to blast out a few miles of mountains. Again, that's why it costs so much, and it is literally still the most expensive stretch of highway in the United States, because they had to blast dynamite out so many of the mountains, and they are 15,000 feet high on both sides of you for about 12-15 miles, and then it, you know, comes back out again. But how flippin' beautiful. And I take it for granted now, you know, because I've been out here for a while, but that's the only part of Arizona I really ever see these days. But how flippin' cool. And you were close, man. I'm half a mile from it, so I'm not trying to bust your chops too much. It says you love your videos, keep them coming. I thank you for checking them out, I really do. For anybody who enjoys the videos, the fact that anybody enjoys anything I do anymore, as screwed up as I am, thank you. You are extremely knowledgeable technically, but also historically, and we really appreciate it. Best from New York. New York, hey, loved the place when I was there. Been there many times, so thank you for that. John Howell, Howell. What music do you like in mainstream media at the moment? Nothing. I don't listen to it. Nothing new. So most everything here is new, but he does talk about Phil X, so let's get down there, but we'll keep going. Are there any new guitarists that you appreciate for their music, playing, or any other reason? No. I've heard that Joe Blow Your Mama guy, and I don't get why he's famous at all. I just don't see it. I think any bar player can play what he does. I don't see the attraction at all. I don't see anybody other than musicians going to a concert of his. It'll be just a sausage fest, just like going to see Satriani or Malmsteen or Steve Vai. Nobody other than a guitar player is going to go to his shows, so I don't see why he even exists. And then dress like a banker and then playing the blues and whatever. Who are your favorite YouTube review guitar bassists? It says, do you like Phil X and his demos at Fretted Americana channel? I like Phil X just because he's Phil X, and he's out of his flipping mind, which I like. But I don't think he's doing. He never does reviews. He does demos, and he sings. He's never done a review. He reads the stuff off of either a teleprompter or a small computer or a. My buddy can tell me, Don. He can let me know. I'll ask him. He's got videos of when he goes down there all the time with Phil and hangs out with him. And I really hate the whole Chappers and whatever the fuck the other guy, Batman and Robin over there, Glinder, wherever the fuck they're from. Nothing good comes out of that. And I know that Chappers guy comes and hangs with Phil every now and then. He probably has to drive him as nuts as it does me. The Fred and Americana people are good to me. I'm sure you know, but I got this. Phil X has it. If you just put Phil X Explorer, that's where I got this guitar from. A buddy of mine, Don, again, told me, hey Scott, this is cool. It's the only, this 1978, Phil X does this review on this on his channel, so look at Phil X Explorer and it'll show it, the 1978. It's the only one of these in existence that came from Gibson with the 3 humbuckers and an actual push-pull for the middle pickup. It is not modified. It is clean as clean can get, and it is a one-off. So that was done through Fred and Americana, and they've always been very kind to me. Are there anybody that actually review guitars that are good? I don't like anybody, to tell you the truth. I know I yammer and clamor, but I get my shit straight. Am I the best out there? I don't know. I haven't really looked for many, to tell you the truth. I doubt that I'm the most tolerable, that's for sure. I know I get on most people's nerves, but I haven't found anybody. I look for a few things, when I think about buying something, and then I look for reviews, and every review just sucks. I especially hate the guys who get one, and it's just like, they just kind of pan, show the guitar. They never talk. And they turn it over, pan, never talk still, and they just shut it off. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, man, you better know everything about it. And like I said, Phil, he never knows what a guitar is unless he reads it. And then he'll just play it, and 2 seconds on the clean channel, then the rest has to be distorted, then scream as much as you can, and then, alright, Felix! I'm actually going to tell you people first here, right now, for anybody who listens, I'm going to do a parody of Phil X, but the opposite way. Everybody thinks he's coked up. Of course he's not. It's just, fuck. The guy has energy, and it's not a drug thing. Trust me. Why trust me? I don't know, but I know. And I know some certain things that I should be able to tell you guys, but I'm not allowed to. And it's not about Phil X. It's about Gibson, Fender, Paul Reed Smith, and Ibanez. And about China. But I'm not allowed to say anything. And this is not hearsay. This is real say. Let's just say all them companies are in bed with somebody. Okay, so, where was I going? I was going with Phil X and that whole thing. But yeah, I'm going to do the parody of him, yeah. I'm going to do Phil X to C is who I'm going to be. Just kind of like, I love to act and do the comedian thing and think I'm funny. I'm my biggest fan, that's for sure. But I'm going to do one just like, he just totally tripped out on acid and just the opposite of Phil X. So I'm going to be Phil X to C. Hey, what up? And just play nothing but flower power, clean tunes, and turn on the distortion. Oh, fuck! Didn't mean to turn on the evil rabbit, not the robot, the evil rabbit. How he just distortion and screaming, and I just, kind of like Spinal Tap with their listen to what the flower people say. That kind of shit. So yeah, Phil Ecstasy is on his way. I gotta do it. Okay, so let's see what else we got. And thanks, John, for that. I've wondered this. Here, it's Danny O'Neill. Do you think that Kenny Chesney is gay? Okay, he married Renee Zellweger. for just a little bit. It wouldn't surprise me. I don't know him. Jason Aldean I'd like to punch right in the face. I don't know why, but he just to look at him just makes me want to punch him square in the damn face. I don't know a damn thing about the guy, but just who was that one dude I played with? I'll never remember it now. Tracy Lawrence. Pow! What an ass. But Kenny Chesney. Yeah, most people thought that the Zellweger marriage thing was a quick cover-up to try to make people think he wasn't gay, but nobody's ever seen him in a chick, on a chick, around a chick. So, yeah, I think it could go either way. Who knows? If he is, I hope he's getting some good dick. Everybody deserves to be happy, so if that's his thing, more power to him. Okay, from Jewel, 55, 36, 48. Some crazy ass measurements you got there, Jewel. I know it's a dude. Do you like the Telly style guitar in my avatar? Which looks, and it's not color. Looks cool. I can't, like I said, it's all in black and white. Everything, I don't use color ink. I made it myself from scratch 3 times, homemade P90s. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I did like that. All wound by him, every pickup, triple tapped, under, vintage, and overwound, which is, I love it. The more you can do, the better. Selectable. 5-way super switch with series wiring. You gotta love that, the series to go along with your parallel wiring. And there are 10 different pickup configurations. Search Nashville X switching, which I went and did. The Graphtec Piezo. It's not piezo or anything, it's P like you get a P, A like you're from Canada, then Zo, that's how you pronounce it, Piezo. Get your shit right. Most guitar people that sell the shit, even the people that make them, you gotta have Carvin. Fuck Carvin. And they're talking about their, yeah, they suck. They're people talking, and here's our new acoustic electric from the same guy from Jefferson, Starship and Airplane, Craig, or Chiquita Banana guy. It's like, why still put him up there? He's irrelevant to anything. But it's got the piezo pickup. It's like, God, I can't even fucking pronounce the right name of the pickup after all these years. Get somebody else to do your reviews, please. Okay, so back on to this guy's guitar. So it has the Graphtec Piezo saddles, and onboard battery powered preamp for great acoustic sound, nice round belly and arm contour, everything on it's perfect, dude. I saw that guitar and yeah, I'd take it in a heartbeat. The more switching the better. The P90s always sound great, and I'd be triple tapped. You can tap a single coil pickup, kids. Go back to my old thing. You see these Les Pauls and stuff, they say they have coil taps, push and pull. No, they don't. They're coil splits. Way big difference. So, you can tap a single coil. You're not tapping humbuckers. You're splitting them. Okay, so go to my whole, it's got coil tap, splitting, phase switching. That video, it will tell you about them. And Gibson gets it wrong every fucking time, even in their descriptions. So it has coil tapping. Yeah, that's not. It's got coil splitting in it, you dumb motherfuckers. Talking about their traditional Pro. Okay, they say they got the coil taps. It's like, no you don't! But yeah, dude, Jewel, I love that Telly. I did go look at that. Yeah, and all way better than the whole plank thing. Even, and I know I keep doing this, but this I hate. The top being flat, your arm goes to sleep. You know, like a Strat is great. It's contoured everywhere. And contoured for the belly, whether you have a fat belly or not. You know, the only thing this thing has contoured is the neck thing there. But no, the plank thing on a Telly doesn't work for me. Yeah, the more curves the better. The more pickup selections the better. More tap, splits, series, parallel wiring. Yeah, great axe, dude. Love it. Buddhist is the person's name. How do I make a €150 bass or guitar a killer bass or guitar? Well, I don't know what €150 is, what it transfers to, but you buy one that costs that, and that's great already. You don't make it into one. So if you have access to real guitars from back when you could buy them for no money and the price hasn't changed, again being PV, if you're going for a bass, go grab an old PV Foundation bass, one of the great basses of all time. Not as heavy as the T40s, and they had the ferrite pickups in them. Just a great bass, and you can pick them up for nothing. You don't have to change anything. The Dynabass, the Foundation, great bass guitars. Ibanez had a few that were really nice. They're different jazz copies that you can pick up for nothing still. The old Blazer series, they had the, we're talking 1980, 81, 82 right now for the Roadster, not Roadstar, Roadster basses from Ibanez. Grab one of those. You don't have to do anything. And same for the guitars. For that kind of price, the Ibanez, again, the Roadstar series from way back then, but pre-1984. The little Paul Reed Smith PRS SEEG you can find for no money at all. The most fabulous guitar I've ever played off the rack, period. I've had a bunch of these, and the ones without the whammy, just the fixed bridge, are the most amazing guitar, period, off the rack I've ever played. The Korean ones. Grab one of those. God, what else? Oh, back to PB, this T series, T20, T27, T26s if you're a Strat type of person. If you're the humbuckers, then the T60s and the T25s, and then you can get into the smaller body guitars if you like the T15s and T30s. Best sounding guitars you'll ever play. Don't modify them. That's spending more money. Get a guitar that is perfect right out of the gate, and those guitars are perfect right out of the gate for me and for everybody that I've turned on to them. Nobody has come back and ever said, oh, I didn't like it. I've told everybody, said, if you buy one because I told you to and you hate it, I'll buy it. Everybody's like, holy fuck, man, I can't believe there's such great guitars for that kind of money. So, get those. Go get the old Electra, the West Tones, the, God, there was so many, from Matsumoto, Japan, Fujijin, the Ibanez Greco. Get Greco, Washburn from back in the day. All these guitars just can't be beat, and the prices have not done anything. They're just sitting there. Get those guitars. Aria Pro or Aria Pro 2 series, or doesn't matter. Vantage made some cool guitars. I've got a whole bunch of videos on these, so go check them out. You don't have to change anything, they're perfect. Here's from Chicago Burns Music. What's your favorite breed of dog and why? Rottweiler. It tasted a little weird, but yeah, I ate a Rottweiler. We were playing a place called the Green Tea with a great big weird green animal, some weird alien on the front of the building in neon, just going like this. In Chubbuck, which is a very small place outside of Pocatello, Idaho, and the owners are Vietnamese and had us over for some Rottweiler one night. So that's my favorite. Oh, my favorite breed of dog. Oh, and why? Because it was tasty. Little puppies, skinned them while they were alive. Yeah, real deal. Now let's see, as far as dogs, I've got a buddy of mine who currently has just the golden retriever, just the coolest dog ever. Before that it would have been the Irish setter, but I don't do pets. I just hate pets, period. I just don't like things shitting or biting or eating my stuff. You know, a dog pisses on your finish, it's gonna, especially if it's a damn nitro piece of crap. Your finish is gone and they chew on your shit, but I will kill any animal that fucks with any of my shit, even if it's a $20 piece of balsa wood like I have over here, the animal is dead, whether it's my animal or not. But sorry, I just don't do them. But so those are my answers. Okay, next. Juki1X asks, your thoughts on Jizz Masters and Jaguars, and how come, at least from what I can tell, you don't have any? No, I don't, and I won't. No likey. Don't like them. What you have is this stupid ass bullshit. And again, people get pissed at me because a dead guy gave me this guitar. He left it to me kind of as a joke, but because I don't like these guitars, so he gave it to me when he died. It was left to me. Both guitars he mentioned, the Jazz Master and the Jag. This crap back here, after the bridge, that comes through. Okay, that gets amplified. People stuff socks under here and whatever when they're doing their recording. Same as up here. You've heard Running with the Devil. But anyway, that's the main reason. Shitty controls, shitty stuff. God, I hate him. This back here with all that extra strings going here, 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 that just is a total killer for sustain. So it means it's just a shitty guitar to begin with. So no desire. They're just not anything I like. I think they're ugly. I think, and then you can tell just by looking at them. And I don't play them either. I just know their shit by how they are. The where's the names of them damn things again? Jazz Masters would sound. I'm sorry. Jazz Masters would sound better to me than the Jags would, just simply because of pickup location. But yeah, I would never will, and have no desire. Again, ugly. They're not going to sustain. Their whammies aren't going to work, of course. None of them do from Fender. But then them goofy on some of them, those little controls. I'll think of it in a little bit. Anyway, yeah, ain't going to happen. From Ricardo Ramos, your thoughts on the Squire's classic vibe stuff? Don't know. A lot of people like them, and then it sounds like, to me, it's like another one of those goddamn rondo music shit. People tend to like the way they play, but they have shit electronics, shit pickups, blah blah blah, that have to be put out. I say if there's a good, I guess feel for some of you people is the most important thing. So if you find a guitar that feels right, and supposedly, I'm saying supposedly because I don't know. I'm just not going to touch such a guitar. It's not my thing. I'm not going to touch it. Not even out of curiosity. I have no desire, and they're not going to be at the vintage stores I go to. And do I only visit vintage shops? It's like, well, believe it or not, in Vegas, there's not much of a choice other than Cowtown guitars, and you got Ed Romans, and you have, what's that one goddamn place? Guitar Center a couple times, and I won't step a foot in there. So I refuse. No matter what cool guitars I might find back there, I just won't go there. So the classic vibes, don't play them. I never have, never will, just because I never will own one, so I don't care. So I hear a lot of people really love them, but they always change everything about them. So I always say, if the guitar isn't worth a fuck completely as a guitar stock, I'm still a firm believer in, well, not firm, I mean, this thing is a Frankenstein. My crook guitar is becoming a Frankenstein. I've got a couple that have to be changed, but so I can't be too hypocritical or whatever about that. But God, if you're going to end up spending money that you could have got a better guitar to begin with that you don't have to mess with. But I hear a lot of people say the classic vibe is just amazing, so if you like it and you want to Frankenstein it, fine. But I have never heard of anybody who didn't change everything in it. Okay, they like it for the neck, and the finish looks good. So if you want to do that, cool. It's your prerogative. It's your guitar. But it says what are my thoughts on it? Those are my thoughts. Okay, so I have no concrete evidence. I've never played one. I don't know. I don't give a shit, to tell you quite honestly. But I thank you for asking, but I really don't know when I have no input that I can give you, other than if it's your thing and you really want to Frankenstein it, who am I to say no? I really have no concrete thoughts either way to help you out. So sorry about that. Okay, here's from Craig Buchanan again. Are you superstitious, and do you have any rituals before you're going on stage? Absolutely no superstitions at all. I ran over a bunny on the way home from a gig in Vegas on Easter morning. So yeah, I killed the Easter bunny. I don't mind going under ladders and all that shit. None of that stuff bothers me. And 8 balls, black cats, none of that shit bothers me. Rituals before going on stage. Tune my guitar. No fear of any stage, of any audience, none. I am fearless when it comes to stages and all that stuff, so boring there. Okay, above that we have Thomas Roberts. Is there a guitar that you want but haven't got? Oh, of course, tons. That I really want. Let's try to come up with one that I really want. That is going to be the and I won't play it. I'll pick it around the house, but I just want a 1960, and again, it goes against everything I say, a 68 Paisley Telecaster. I don't want it worn. I want it pink. I don't want it to look like Brad Paisley's or no relic looking thing, even though it's natural. I don't want no cracks. I want it to look like it the day it was made. But 1968, not 1969. I want a 68 pink Paisley Telecaster with them stupid 3 saddles just to hang on the wall. There's a guitar I want to hang on the wall and not play. People actually have the balls to say, what the fuck, man, there's people out there that don't even have guitars and you're out there spending all this money on guitars that you say you'll never play. It's my fucking choice. Shut the fuck up. So that's the guitar I want, and that's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to hang it on the fucking wall and look at it and go, hey, I got it. Then in a few years I'm going to get tired of all this shit, sell it again. I'm not actually going to be alive, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's a guitar I want. Okay, Danny O'Neill. Let me look at my time. God damn, 8 minutes. These go so slow, or so fast. Who do you think is the most overrated guitarist? If the last 30 years, I guess it's of the last 30 years, Zakk Wylde gets my vote. I can see that, but Slash. I'll give Slash that one. Again, anybody can play as good as him or better. I think anybody that is in a band that's working 5-6 nights a week in any club, you don't even have to do that. Most bedroom players are better than Slash. He just has a hat that he won't give up and the nappy hair underneath there that he won't wash or whatever. But no, I hate the dude. What has he done for me? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. War. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Kind of like Slash, yeah. But no need for Slash at all. I can see the Zakk Wylde thing. I like Zakk Wylde better when he had his big poofy 80s hairdo thing more than his biker image thing. At least he does play some country stuff, which is usually pretty badly done, but at least he tried something different. So I applaud him for at least trying something outside of his genre. But yeah, Slash gets my vote for the biggest joke of a guitar player in a long time. Danny O'Neill writes, oh, he corrected a spelling mistake. Good for you. I hate people who can't fucking spell. God, nothing drives me... Oh, I can't say nothing drives me nuts more, because everything drives me fucking nuts. Eye flies. Would you make a lesson on pull-offs? Yes, I would. I'll do that very soon, actually. Yeah, no problem, dude. You got it. Willandovsky. You know who you are. Again, I'm starting from the bottom of this whole mess and going up in order. Okay, I still got some time. Can you solve the mystery of what happened to your entire guitar collection that you had until recently? That is, how on earth did you manage to sell it all in bulk? Thanks. No. Well, actually, I had a lot of people buy 2 or 3 at a time, and I had a couple people buy 10, 12 guitars at once. I had one, okay, you always saw the Strats that were here. Very rare ones, the colors on them, the Strat Pluses. 4 out of the 6 went to the same person. So the really rare ones went to the same guy, and then the pewter burst and the blue burst, which people call whatever the fuck they call them, which means the black something and the blue something, went to a couple different people. But out of the 200 guitars I sold, I would say there was probably 100 buyers. So, and it was over the course of about 4 months to get rid of all of them. And it was, I offered them strictly to people on YouTube first and my website for a month, and nobody gave a fuck, it seemed like. And then everybody wondered where they were at when they were all gone. It's like, man, I sent an email blast to everybody on that is signed up to my website. Said, you have first choice at everything. Here's all my guitars on my site, like they always are. I had the prices right there for anybody to look at them. And if you're not signed up for my site, you missed that shit, because I ended up selling things for way more than I was asking for them. I didn't know I was going to get as much as I did out of them. But glad I did. And a lot of these guitars, I mean, I would let them go for a couple thousand less than they sold for. I would have let them go for more, for less. But people didn't buy them, so from YouTube and the people who are subscribed to my website. So I sent out the thing and said, here it is, here's all of them and the prices. And he said, you got 1 month before they all go on eBay. I think I sold 3 or 4, and the rest went on eBay. So there they went. So thanks for asking, though. Going up to, okay, Straymond. What is your favorite movie? These are the kind of questions I like. Shit that aren't about music. Okay, I get 3. And it's always going to be these 3. Always, 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 always. In no particular order, really. Of course, Spinal Tap is in there. Believe it or not, Breakfast Club. And I guess this is always going to be my favorite. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. There it is, dudes. So yeah, 280s John Hughes type of movies. And then, of course, everybody's got to do, this is Spinal Tap. And no matter where I play, what town, it's the same with everybody. We all do it. I could be in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Come out, hello, Cleveland! You know, don't matter if I'm in Cancun, whatever. Another person asked, what is your favorite guitar? Again, being buried with this guy who is always going to be, I would shoot anybody that tried to steal this from me. Played that for almost 25 years straight with no other guitar. I had a backup guitar there, but never had to use a backup. And then as far as my favorite to play currently, this one. The pink one's retired, it don't get played. But this is custom made, and it's perfect in every single way except for it needs the LSR roller nut on it, and then it will be perfect. But custom made, and the suck-ass people at Ibanez would not make it. They said, no way will we ever make any kind of fucking Iceman of any kind with 3 fucking single coils. What the fuck? And it wasn't 2 seconds later they came out with the Fireman, you know, that whole fucking shit. And I told them what fucking dicks they were. They said, our guitars are never going to be copied by anybody or sound like anything other than Ibanez. Like, man, all you guys fucking did was make copies up until 1977 when they had cease and desist from Gibson, Fender, Rickenbacker, which are all they made copies of, and then they came out with great guitars, and they quit being great in 1984, as far as I am concerned. 84 is when everything has sucked for them, and I like a couple of these different Paul Stanley models, you know, the PS10s. They can do some good stuff out of Japan, but all their foreign, anything outside of Japan, blows major dog like anything. Same as Fender. All the Fender Japan stuff I think is superior to every other Fender ever made, especially 85 and 86. The Japanese just got their shit down, just like I told you on the story earlier when the guy wanted to know about stuff. Japanese make the best shit out there, period. Except for the Korean-made SE series of the Paul Reed Smith, which has to still be inspected in the US before it goes out. But I think they are better guitars than Paul Reed Smith's USA-made guitars. Way better, period, I think. All around, you're just paying for inlays and aesthetics. But, okay, so there's that round. We're going to go for another round and keep doing these. Like I said, this might be a 30-parter, but I don't care. I'm answering every question that you guys have been kind enough to ask, okay? So, catch you on part 4 coming right up.